So good.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome everybody. This is the podcast called The Industry. I'm your host, your favorite bartender in the DFW. My name is Chris. This podcast is going to be talking about the restaurant industry, shining a light on it, telling stories about our stories, and also we're going to be talking about trending topics that's going on in the world and things like that. So it's going to be both. You're getting kind of both worlds and things. So also with this the industry will be coming out every Wednesday night around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can please and follow and subscribe at the industry on YouTube. And tonight I got a special guest, a friend, somebody I've been working with for a couple years now, a badass bartender. Her name is Sydney. You want to introduce yourself?
Well, hi, I'm Sydney. I don't know what to say. I've been bartending like 8 years.
Tell them
That's
about yourself. Throw your Instagram name out there. You can throw it out.
well, if I must. My Instagram is all of my handles really are at everything Sid underscore. So you'll find me there.
All right. The reason why it's called the industry, I made this podcast because I want everybody who works and doesn't work in the industry to hear the stories that we go through on a daily basis and things like that and shine a whole new light on it. I will be bringing people in from different positions, bartenders, servers, managers, hosts, so on and so on. And also I will be bringing people in that's not even working in the industry so they can tell their side from looking in on them being a guest and their experience and things like that that they go through also. So, Sydney, I'm about to kick it off with you on the first question and things like that. So, we've been in this industry for a long time. So,
hmm
what made you want to start off in this industry?
Yeah. So I first started. I was working at Sephora at the time, as you can see. Um, no, but I was working at Sephora, and my coworker, she was pregnant, and
Yeah.
I was always complaining about money because I was in college, and I was like, dang, I hate working here. They don't pay us enough. We do too much. Whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, you should come to my job. I work at blank. Not gonna say a name, but I work here, and I really love it. It's a family restaurant. It feels homely there. Everyone's friends. We're cool. And the pay is great. I take home this amount of money a week. And I was, as a college student, I'm like, oh shit, I need that. So I go in, interview. I got, hired on the spot, and it's kind of been history ever since. I started off as a server, because of course, no experience at all. And I
Yeah.
think I moved over to bartending within like 6 months.
Hmm.
And I got most of my training there, and yeah, history since
Okay.
then.
All right. That's dope. I started off how I started off, man. I was working at when I first moved to Texas. That's when I started. No, matter of fact, when I was living in Chicago, I was a
Mhm.
cook at a
Mhm.
pizza restaurant. Man, I I hated that job.
Yeah.
I always came home smelling like marinara and fries, and then I was always getting burnt from taking the pieces out the oven,
Mhm.
and I didn't want to be a server. I never thought I was going to be a server because number
Mhm.
one, I didn't think I was that good, and even like talking to people, I feel like I was gonna mess up on people's orders
Right.
and stuff like that. And around that time, I was smoking weed, so
Mhm.
I used to get high before I go to work. So I really feel like I was gonna mess
Yeah.
up because I remember when I was a cook, I was cooking, and my manager was like, "Hey, you like, what does this look like to you?" I was like, That looks like a salad. Like, what do you
Right.
mean?" And in reality, that salad looked the ass. Like, the tomatoes was all over the place. It was just the mushrooms wasn't good. Like, I
Yeah.
should, yeah, it just looked bad. So, just never thought I wanted to do it. And then one time when I was cooking, one of the servers came in there in the
Mhm.
back and broke down. Like, he
Oh,
just dropped all the dishes, and
been
he was
there.
crying, and he
Been
was
there
like, "I
for
can't
sure.
take this shit no more, man. It's too much."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Bro, a grown ass man. He's like
Mhm.
38. I'm
Mhm.
like 19."
It'll
So
do it to you though.
yeah,
It
but you
will
know what
really
I'm
do
saying?
it to
Yeah,
you.
I see it would, but
Mhm.
at that time, you just thinking at a 19-year-old, like, if this man can't handle it, I'm not about to put myself in
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So then I moved to Texas. Then I was like, bro, I needed a job and stuff. So I ended up working at TGI Fridays,
Mhm.
And from there, that's how I got my whole career started like that. But
Right.
I sucked because I never forget, because I didn't know what nothing was, man. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know I knew what Blue Moon was, but I didn't
That's
know the
it.
real name of Blue Moon, like New
Right.
Belgium.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I thought it was a wine. So they
Mm.
like, hey,
I could see how you could make that
I thought that
mistake.
was a wine.
Yeah.
They like, can I get a New Belgium? I'm like, you want
Mm-hmm.
that in a 6-ounce and 9-ounce glass? He looked at me. He was like, what? I was like, you want it in a 6-ounce and 9-ounce?
Right.
And
And
he
you
was,
looking at him like he's
yeah, yeah.
stupid, and
And he
he's
looking at
like,
me like I want a short glass. So 6-ounce. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you want a white or red?
right.
He's like, man, it's a beer. It's Blue Moon. I'm like, like, yeah. Then I remember the first time somebody ordered a Shirley Temple.
Mm.
I was like, can I see your ID? They're like, what? For some Sprite and grenadine? I'm like, that's
Right.
what that is?
Oh my gosh. I remember my first time is not knowing what a Shirley Temple was, and I was the
You
same
did the same?
mistake. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, what kind of liquor is that? I'm
Yeah.
asking the bartender, how do I ring that in? And they like, girl, please, it's just a Shirley Temple. It's grenadine. Come
Yeah,
on.
for real. Like, you just be thinking, like, you don't, because before I didn't drink stuff like that. I either got like
Mhm.
lemonade or then water. So
Yeah.
if you just going off of that, then your family don't drink that type of stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's what you think about. So how the hell was I supposed to know?
Exactly.
And stuff like that. So speaking like, you know how you supposed to know that. Speaking like that guy getting on me about that, what's a crazy memory that you can remember and things?
There's 8 years, there's so many stories, so many stories. My craziest, I have a few craziest, different
Go ahead,
categories,
speak.
different
Go ahead,
categories.
speak about it.
So craziest, scariest maybe, was worked at this one restaurant, and it was pretty busy, it was like a Friday night or something. So it
Yeah.
was packed. It was like, sorry. It was like it was like 2 rows deep of people just waiting to order drinks. I'm like, fuck. I'm exhausted. I've already been there like 8 hours, like just
Yeah.
tired. No food in my system, nothing. And I don't remember the context, but this man was ordering a drink, and I was just like, I need you to pick it up because you see this
Yeah.
line behind you. I need you to hurry up and tell me what you need so I can move on. And I guess he didn't like my attitude, which, granted, okay, I'll give him that. And basically, he just started cussing me out from there. And I was just like, this grown ass man, probably a 40-year-old man, just cussing me out. And
You remember
all
what he was
these
saying to you?
probably called me a stupid bitch for sure.
Damn.
Yeah, it was insane.
And I know your attitude. I know you was tight when he said that.
Yeah, I just walked away. I was like,
You
my
walked
manager.
away.
Yeah.
What?
I told my manager and got them kicked
The
out.
old you walked away. The new you wouldn't have walked away.
No, we would have been going back and forth for sure. But I have definitely grew some. That was years ago, so I've definitely grew some balls now.
Yeah.
I know how to handle aggressive customers for sure. So yeah, that's like the craziest in that way. But another crazy thing on the other side of the spectrum is just being at the bar and seeing people on a date, and throughout the night they're getting more liquored up, and they start getting handsy and freaky at the bar.
I know exactly what
And
you're talking about when they do that.
yeah, I think we talked about this before, but yeah, a girl getting finger blasted at the bar, and me seeing it and not just frozen. I don't even know what to do. Like, what do you do in that situation? Like, obviously you tell them to stop, but it's just like in the moment you're just like,
yeah,
is this real life? Like, what's really happening right now? So that was probably the other crazy side. Yeah.
Man, I got one of the craziest. I got a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them was I was at the bar. I was serving some drinks and stuff like that, and this dude was getting a little he was drinking. He was getting a little tipsy. Nothing like out of control. But I had to cut him off or anything like that. But tell me why Buddy was dead ass watching porn.
Oh.
Bro, he was dead ass watching porn. And only reason I knew because like I came from behind the bar to
Right.
fix the chairs, and I looked at his phone. My man was dead ass watching porn.
Oh,
And but then he had
that's
one
crazy.
hand on the bar top with the phone,
Oh,
and he had
uh-huh.
his other hand underneath
Yeah,
the bar. So
that's
you already
sick.
knew what time he was on.
That's sick.
I knocked on the thing. I was like, "Hey, bro, what you on, bro?" I was like, "You
You
gotta go." I'm
you
telling the
got to go.
manager. Then I ran in the back and I told the manager, I'm like, "Yo, I think this dude down there is whacking it." And
Right.
the manager's like, "What do you mean?"
Hmm.
I think he slanging it. He was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I think he over there playing with his ding ding. I was just trying to come up with stupid ass things to
Yeah.
make it funny. And he was like, I don't get what you saying. I'm like, dude over there jacking off at the
Right.
bar top. And the manager was tripping out. He's like, what the man? Yeah, he ended up getting kicked out and shit like that. I'm
As
like,
he
bro,
should.
how sick you gotta be or wild that you gotta be that you sitting here like, my nigga, go home.
Right.
Well, go to the bathroom if you can't control. I get it, people can't control things, your urges and stuff, but go to the bathroom.
Most people can. Yeah. But
Yeah, but
for
I'm saying,
sure.
yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, most people can, but I'm trying to give my brother the benefit of the doubt, man. It's
Mm-mm.
like, bro, go
Time
to
and place.
time and place for
Time and place.
everything. And it was another one, like I was cleaning and shit, and this was a crazy ass story.
Mm-hmm.
So I was overhearing, I was putting an order in, and I overheard this lady and her husband talking, and then he was like, "What she say?" She like, "We need to spice things up in the bedroom." One thing about it, people don't understand that because we might look busy, but we hear
I am listening
everything.
to
I'm listening to
everything.
everything. I want to hear
Everything.
everything, and then people don't. I don't think they realized that they was kind of talking loud, and
Mm-hmm.
then she was like, yeah, we gotta spice things up in the bedroom. And he was like, yeah. He was like, maybe you can get me from behind.
Oh.
I was like, and then I was like, nah, he ain't talking. And in my mind, like, he ain't talking about. He's not saying what I think he's
Right.
saying. So I'm still over there. I'm putting the order in slowly now.
Right.
Then like
Now
now
I
I'm
need to
done.
know what's
Yeah,
really
now I'm
going on
done. So
here.
I'm acting like I'm putting stuff in, but I'm just right there eavesdropping.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, you think you'll be okay with that? He was like, yeah, we can spice things up, and I think you can get me from the back, and and we can go from there and see how we can spice this thing up. I was like,
More power to
bro,
him.
you gonna let your wife have you toot that ass up,
Some people
bend
like
that
it.
ass sober.
Some people like that.
let that thing
Mm-hmm.
breathe.
Hands on your knees, real quick.
I was like, bro, come on, like, how do you even have a comfortable conversation, even talking to your wife about that? Because not even that. I get that that's your wife, and you guys
Right.
probably been together for a long time, but what makes you feel comfortable enough to say that, and without your wife thinking some type of way about you?
Well, some men do enjoy,
Yeah, I get that, but if you
so they
never did
probably,
it,
maybe they did. Maybe they only used like a finger before.
all right. But I'm saying, if they never did, how do you bring that up? Like, what makes that think that's okay to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how,
Yeah.
as a woman, how would you feel if your husband said, "I want you to I'm gonna toot that ass up on
Um, I consider myself pretty open and already.
you"? Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be a little jarring at first, but tooting it up, probably not to that extent. Not to that extent for sure, but I mean, I don't know.
I just can't see
I
much.
don't know.
Like, I just, I can't. I can't. Well, man, like, so like the places you've been at and things like that, like
Mm.
all the spots. What was like the best environment that you think you've been into? Like, tell me about those environments and like what made it a good environment.
Right.
And you, like I
Oh
said,
my
me and
god.
you worked with each other too, so it could be
Yeah,
we worked with each other at two spots
we
at
did.
that.
I've worked at so many places. Sorry, got it. Okay.
Go ahead, get
I
yourself together.
right. So I worked at many places.
Yeah.
when you're this long in the industry, you just kind
Oh
of hop
yeah,
around at some
yeah,
point.
for sure.
But I find it very important in my job place for me to feel like I have a family or feel like home there
Yeah.
because I know I'm going to be spending so much time there. You know,
Hmm.
like my schedule is no less than 30 hours per week usually. You
Yeah.
know, when you're in the industry at least. Even though you may be part time and they say, "Oh, we're not going to schedule you too much," you're going to
Bullshit.
end up working a 40+ hour
Hell no.
week every week.
They schedule you off your time when you
Oh,
say
for
you
sure.
can't work.
For sure. And you're definitely doing a double when you thought you were going to get off at 4, you know?
Dead
Stuff
ass.
like that. So that's very important to me is to have like a home feeling where I work. So I try to make that feeling come true at all of my places. So I feel like right now, my current place, that's how I feel there. But I also felt where we worked previously, I felt that way there initially until all that happened, and you know.
Oh, we can get into it. We gonna get into that. What happened? Because that's bullshit.
But yeah, it everyone is insane in the industry in general. So
If you working in this industry, you got a couple of screws loose,
sure.
or for sure, like you don't see things like how other people who work a real ass 9 to 5
Right.
see stuff, because
right,
everything, like, man, what's like,
yeah,
yeah, like I heard somebody tell me, like, they was like, man, my stomach hurt. I was like, what happened? You went out drinking, you hung over? She was like, nah. She was like, my ex-boyfriend gave me an STD. I was
Oh.
like, oh. I was like, oh, I think you need to, I think you need to keep that to yourself.
yeah,
Like, I don't think you need to be sharing that. And she's like, well, I don't see myself dirty. I was like, I feel that,
right,
but certain things you just need to keep to yourself.
true.
And somebody at 9 to 5 ain't gonna be as open as
We're
saying
not
that.
sharing that. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Or this one, like, the craziest thing I heard when this one girl, I was like, man, I'm tired. She's like, yeah, me too. I was like, man, I didn't want to wake up this morning, but I had to and stuff like that. She was like, I hate when I
Yeah.
wake up. I'm like,
Oh,
what? If you don't wake up, that means
little depression there.
you dead.
Right.
She's like, yeah, I know. I'm just ready to die.
Relatable sometimes.
And I was just like, that's kind of heavy. I don't know how to
Yeah.
respond to that.
And this was probably at like 8 a.m. too, like just randomly, just casually cutting fruit and y'all chatting it up, and she's saying she doesn't want to wake up.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that was like,
yeah,
I just looked. I'm like, that's real heavy.
right.
And then I was like, bend that ass so. Let that cushion-
But
No, real talk. I didn't know what to say to that. I just walked off. I was like, hey, I'm gonna
Right.
go grab some more stuff from the back and stuff like that.
You should have gave her a hug. She probably needed it.
Nah, this too. Like, you know how nowadays is, man. You try to even give somebody a hug, you'll creep and stuff like that.
I
And
mean, get consent for the hug, of course. But
that's crazy.
Is
If you
it?
just, I like,
if y'all aren't close,
I want to hug them.
right? Exactly.
So you just know if you gotta hug somebody. I don't think I gotta walk up to somebody. Hey, can I give you a hug? That's weird as hell.
Okay.
Like, how would you feel if you was at work and one of the bouncers walked up to you?
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a hug.
Depends on
That's
which one.
crazy.
Depends on which one. I mean, I'm close to some. I'm not close to others. But I mean, I feel like sometimes the act of holding your arms out is if they accept it, that's the consent there. So I get
feel
what you're
you.
saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, somebody just came up
it's-
to me and said, "Can I get a hug?" What?
It happens though.
Yeah, it does. It does. I think, man, it does happen. But to me, the best place I think I worked at, to me personally, it's hands down to this day still, it's that first job that we worked at, man. BL
Yeah,
was one of the best spots.
I agree.
I feel like, I had a blast there.
Yeah.
All the bartenders was cool. We was all close and shit
Yeah.
with each other. Shit, like, somebody have a personal issue like that, we could be busy and they let us know. We have their back, and like, oh, that person in the bathroom and stuff like that, and things. And man, we always brought snacks for each other and stuff
Right.
like that. And it wasn't like no real like dislikes on us, man.
Mhm.
We was all close as hell with each
Yeah.
other. Even like we didn't like similar things and stuff like that, but I noticed we still always had each other backs and stuff
Mhm.
like that. If shit got out of line or a guest said something to another one, we would still
Yeah.
back them up.
We right there.
Yeah, but
10 toes.
I remember when we first met, I walked in and I saw fucking Kayla
Mhm.
open it. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh shit. And then you was like, don't do her like that.
Don't do my girl.
I was like, man, you don't even know. You think you know, but you
Right.
don't know. You like,
Right.
she good. I'm like, shit me. You gonna see when you don't got no fruit, you don't got no mixes, you don't got no bottles,
Yeah.
you don't got nothing
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Very true.
But at the end, even if she didn't have all that, she was still a cool person to work with and things
Mhm.
like that.
Love
The
her.
management team was cool as hell there, bro. Like on some real shit. The
Yeah.
management team was cool
Yeah.
as fuck. Except for like when a OGM got let go.
Mm.
Well, nah, he didn't get let go. My bad. He transferred.
He
They transferred.
transferred.
Yeah,
That was the worst day of my life.
They transferred him.
Love you forever, Kenny.
Yeah, my boy Kenny. You know we love you out there, man. We gotta find out where you working at. We gotta
Please,
We gotta
let
come
us
pull
know.
up on you. And if y'all busy and stuff like that, best believe we gonna be coming to you.
Right at closing too.
Oh
Just to
yeah.
get on your nerves.
Oh yeah, for sure, and stuff like that.
I did not like the one manager we had. That was on methamphetamines.
Oh my god.
Was not a fan of him.
You talking about
Mhm.
Jay Boogie.
Uh-huh.
Jay Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He stole the TV and shit. I remember remember
I
that.
forgot about that.
He stole the TV.
I forgot about that.
He
I
quit and
forgot about
Smooth
that.
stole the TV.
I mean, he said, "I'm leaving here with something." For
Yeah,
sure.
he was dead ass about that. I
Mhm.
remember we came in. They was like, I was like, I remember because what was that wrong room in the back? It was called
What was it called? The party room?
yeah, I think it
Is
was
that
called the party
this party
room.
room?
Yeah, it was called the party room. It was called the party room. And I remember Buddy walked out in the party room. We went in the party room. We like, hey man, where them TVs at?
Right.
And then they like,
Which they were fucking foolish for even having those just sitting in there. Like,
for real, that's their fault at the same time. But it's still like, what made you think you was gonna get away with that, bro? Like you don't
Cameras
think they get?
everywhere.
Yeah, it was one thing about that job. They had cameras everywhere.
they didn't play. They got
Everywhere.
down
My
with the
man
security.
Smooth stole the motherfucking TV. Like,
Right.
that shit was wild to me.
I don't blame him.
Nah, Jay Boogie was wild, but one thing about Jay Boogie, man, he just let you have that card.
Oh, for
And
sure.
everybody know who in the restaurant
I'm
industry when a
comping,
manager gives you that card,
Let me take a few dollars off.
yeah, buddy. We all know.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You know, just for like, the laws and stuff. Allegedly.
Right.
We
Never
gotta say
happened,
that. So, speaking of like, being in that environment and
Yeah.
being at that, what's the best, like, you said you served in bartending, man. What's like
Right.
the best position that you had?
Serving is easy and
Mhm.
I get bored with it. So I think I prefer bartending for sure. With bartending, I have time to like make connections, like
With
real
people.
connections with my
Yeah.
people. I got my regular customers because they
Yeah.
come in, every Saturday morning just to see me. They tipping me, pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
I know they children's names. I know what
Yeah.
they doing next Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
It
a
comes
real
like that.
it
For
does,
real.
yeah.
You
So
can make good friendships off of that.
you
too.
can. And not that I haven't had my regulars as a server, but
It's
It's
different.
different.
It's different.
and my regulars as when I was a server were like old white people, which is fine. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with them.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. Like it's something about somebody that sits at the bar. Like you already know y'all are like
Yeah, y'all
gonna be
it's
locked
a different
in.
connection and a different
Yes,
vibe and stuff like that.
exactly.
No, on that dead ass, I feel that, and you just have a stronger like thing. Cause like, all right, for instance, like when you at a table, like
Mhm.
things like that, people like when you serving, people sit down and things like that.
Right.
Then you get sat with another table, and then like when you bartending, people can sit here and then like they like come up and get a drink and they don't got to talk to you.
Right.
They just give make sure my drink is filled and stuff like that. You can probably shoot a little shit with them and things to make them feel like a little bit special and whatnot. Make them feel a little bit special and whatnot and things like that. But it's just a different feeling.
Yeah.
Like, because 9 times in 10 when you like with your sitting at the table, you with your family, so you just trying to get served and you want your in and out. When you bartending, you gonna be there for a minute and shit like that. So that's one of the things that I liked and stuff like that. But like my favorite position, I would probably, because I served bartend and I managed and stuff. So I would probably have to go with bartender also, because it's just like you said, you get that connection and stuff like that with people, and you build that bond and stuff. Like you can make real good ass friends and stuff. And like you said, you know what their kids doing. They know your kid's name and stuff like that. You get their kids stuff for birthday, such and such, and so on and things. But one thing I hate, like one thing let me rephrase this. One thing I don't like sometimes is like when you got those regulars and you getting your ass whooped and they still try to have a conversation with you. Like, my boy, like we cool, I appreciate you, but I know you see these tickets and stuff like that. I know you see me drowning. I'm drowning.
We can't talk about your Easter plans right now.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like, give me a second.
Yeah.
I'll come back, I promise.
Oh man, I hate when they're like, so man, yeah, so what you got going on for Easter? My dude, you don't see I got this whole bar top to myself, and you don't see I got 14 tickets coming up, and you don't see I got these servers like, hey, where's my drink at? Oh, I messed up on this drink. Where's my beer? Bro, I remember when I was a server, this one bartender sat here and said, they was like this, hurry up and run this wine before it dies. I'm like, it's a red wine. It can wait for a little bit.
It's already been sitting out there.
Red wine don't die, man. it can chill.
That's one thing I do love about bartending, though, is that I can just be a bitch and people accept it. Like, as long as your drink is full and it tastes good, you can't really retaliate. I mean, you can, but like they understand if I'm a bitch. Like,
and then you rude as hell to me. Oh, bro, you had too much, bro. You cut off.
Right.
And he, what? I didn't. No, you cut off.
Right.
You slurring. I can hear it. I just got here.
You gotta go.
Words are slurred. I remember I carded this one guy. And he like, hey man, I don't got my ID on me. No, he had it. I'm like, hey bro, your ID is expired, bro. And the only reason we just got hit with TABC, so I'm like, man, I can't let this one slide. Like, I can tell that you older, but I can't let this one slide because we just got hit, and I'm not trying to be that dude on the other fence. And he was like, bro, you dead ass right now? I'm like, bro,
absolutely.
Like man, it's like, it's my job, bro. He like, it's only been expired for like 3 days. I'm like, I get it, bro, and I let him know, like, hey, bro, like, TBC came in here, man. That's part of my job and stuff like that. People got hit. I used to try to make a lot like, man, somebody just got fired the other day by TABC. Lying.
You're right.
No one got fired.
But
I just try to make it sound, I'm just trying to make it sound convincing. And then I was like, yo, bro, like, you know what I mean? It came and whatnot. And then he was like, all right, then bet. So then I see him trying to go up to a different bartender.
No.
And then I was like, hey, bro. I tapped him like, hey, bro, you can't. And then he was like this, fuck your skinny punk ass, boy. Oh, he like this, you old skinny twig ass bitch.
Oh, wow. Damn.
I was like, dang.
People will really get mad that you
can't serve him a drink.
Right.
Can't serve him a drink.
Hey, just go to the liquor store. Can't do that. License expired.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Can't even go.
Right.
Can't even go to the gas station.
Can't even.
Go to a certain
right. I was about to say, go to a certain 7-Eleven.
Stop myself.
Maybe.
Yeah, go to that one. And I'm like, bro. And then I'll never forget, it was last call. I was like, hey, bro, I can't serve you no more. You know, he did last call. He was like, come on, man, please. I just need that last finishing blow.
Ooh.
Like, oh, maybe you don't need a drink.
At all, actually. No.
Maybe you need a little thing. Maybe you need to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Be with a group of people. Maybe that's your calling right there.
For sure.
Not this, buddy.
For sure.
Like, I think that is it for you.
One downside for sure is drunk people. I mean, that is the worst part of the job, actually. Drunk people are the worst. I remember this when we was at that one job before.
BL?
When we was at BL. And we had one of those concerts or whatever. And
concert nights. Was I there that night?
I don't think so. We had this concert, and
Mhm.
they always flooded us right after the concert.
Bro, dead ass.
So this one guy, I can already tell he's fucked up, plastered. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck. I already know I'm gonna have to deal with it. He's like, oh, can I get Jack and Coke? And I'm like, no, you cannot. Like, you look terrible. No. And
Not
the
that
night
he looked terrible.
he did. He looked
Eyes
disheveled.
crossed at it.
Yeah, it was all
Hell,
bad.
bruv.
It was all bad.
Hey, let me get that jacket.
So I'm like, no, you can't. And actually, I need you to like order an Uber right now and go.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, I don't know where my phone is. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. So anyway, long story short, had to order him an Uber.
Yeah.
Out of my pocket, $7 for this man's Uber because the cabs weren't running because for some reason.
I was there that night. I remember that now.
And you remember? Okay.
I was there. Yeah. And yep, I was there. I remember that.
I had to wait outside with him for like 15 minutes on his Uber.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Yes.
And there was a black guy. He was the Uber driver. He's like, you Sydney? And I was like, yeah, but I had to explain it to him. Like, he's drunk as fuck.
I remember. I think he like ended up giving you some money for it or something like that.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, man.
I would have loved that though, but no, he was too fucked up to realize that this is a great deed that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm so nice.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Shit, not me.
I know exactly. That's why I said I'm so nice.
Like, you better walk your ass home.
I know.
Get kidnapped.
If only the cabs are running, that would have been easy. I could have just been like, "Yo, pick them
Who
up."
even gets cabs nowadays?
A lot of people actually.
That's dead ass still a thing.
Yeah, they come in and they'll be like, "Hey, can you order me a cab?" I'm like, "Is this 1950? What is going on?"
I remember this dude came up to when we was at BL. He like, I remember, and then you gotta think that spot only been open for like I think 5 years.
Yeah.
But he was like, I remember back in the day at this other one. He like they used to have newspapers in there. We need to get that back. My dude, like who the fuck?
Right.
Who reading newspaper nowadays and stuff like that? Like that's yeah. Yeah, that BL was cool. I fucked with it. But I do remember that. I hated concert nights because Jay Boogie, dude, forget you remember? I used to work Sunday nights by myself.
Yes,
buddy,
I don't know how you did it. Terrible.
Man, it was good money.
It was.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I quit at least about 15 times in my head.
I remember I covered your shift that one day. I said, "Whoa, no." Made like $600, but I was like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Even Levi said he worked my shift one time.
Yeah.
And Levi like, bro, I don't see how you can do this.
No.
He like this. The people rude. He like, you get busy as hell. He like, I don't see how you just want to do that by yourself.
No.
I'm like,
just you and Tyler against the world.
It was, man. I remember Tyler and this one dude, they was talking about some trippy stuff. Like, he was like, bro, in a couple of years, all the middle class people, we're gonna be living in trailers and the whole world's gonna be taken over by robots. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody trying to hear that right now.
It's too
shut
busy.
up. It's too
too
busy
much
for
going
that.
On. Tyler is the bar back, by the way.
Yeah. I'm like, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Shut up, man. Ain't nobody trying to hear that going on right now.
What a strange man he was.
Man, he was cool as hell though. I fucked with him heavy. He was like the best bar back. I remember we went to
amazing.
I remember we went to a Thanksgiving party. And then I walked in there and I saw like, oh shit, what up, Tyler? He like, what's up? And I looked down on his feet. I'm like, my nigga, those some non-slips? You got on some non-slips
at the Thanksgiving?
I was like, you ready to work, ain't you, boy?
Oh, he was always ready.
Yeah, man. He was dead ass, man. That was my boy, man. I fucked with him. I don't think you met his brother, Ricky.
Heaven. Oh, Ricky.
Heaven.
I don't know. He worked in the kitchen?
Heaven? Who was that?
I thought his name was Kevin.
Kevin?
I thought his name was Kevin.
His name was Ricky. How the fuck?
But did he work in the kitchen?
Yeah, he was the expo guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Guy. I remember.
I really thought his name was Kevin.
You ever seen that show, Euphoria?
Mm-hmm.
It was this one girl there. She gonna rename nameless. For Ricky said she looked like what's that girl that Zendaya was messing with on Euphoria? What was her name?
What is her name? Oh my God, it's gonna bother me.
Damn. The girl that she was messing with.
Hunter Schafer. I know the actress's name. I just don't know the character's name.
Yeah, whoever the character is, they was getting into it on the expo line. He like, shut up, you look like that chick from Euphoria. I was like, damn.
Beautiful girl though.
I was like, damn, she really she really did. But one thing about like, before I go to BL And when we was working at BL, that Jeffrey Dahmer show came out. And I remember it was me and you and then my boy Frank. Shout out to my boy Frank and stuff like that. And I remember I was like, hey bro, I saw that Jeffrey Dahmer show. And he was like, hell yeah, that shit was crazy. And you was like, yeah, that shit good. And he was like, man, that's a trip how you got those people. And he was like this. He was like, man, he like this. Back in the day, he would have got you too. I was like, hold the fuck up. I was like, number one. How he I was like number one. I was like,
type.
yeah, hold up. Number one, I was like, I don't think he would have saw me in the same clubs and shit like that.
True, that's true.
And then if he went to a club like, hey, I got some females. Look at him and look at me. You think I'm gonna be kicking with some females that he kicking it with?
Right.
Like, make it make sense for me,
Right.
please.
That's
and stuff
true.
like that. Make it make sense.
That's true.
But since we on that Dahmer show and stuff like that, so what type of TV shows did you watch to get yourself ready for work and stuff like that?
So lately, I've been into Family Guy. I know, but I've been on a Family Guy kick. I just binge it while I'm getting ready. Some reason, like, it's funny to me, so just it puts me in a good mood, and I'm ready. And then I obviously, smoke a little weed.
Yeah.
So yeah, the combination of the two definitely get me ready for work these days.
My show was Snowfall, hands down.
That was a good show.
That was
I did like it. I did not like the ending.
Why?
I feel like, spoiler alert, but I feel like they put Franklin through a lot at the end, and I feel like I wanted him to win, but I also understand them not allowing him to win because it shows like, crack dealing is really not all it's lived up to be, So
facts.
So yeah, it kind of shows the downfall of that, and I get it, but I just wish I wish he would have got his happy ending like he wanted. I feel like he tried so hard.
Yeah, no, I feel that. The reason how I feel about the ending was because like I like the endings is because those type of shows is either somebody dying or going to jail.
True.
So they really showed a different look.
They did.
Into like a different light and how you can end up like. So it gets you thinking like, damn. When you see somebody that's like a drunk or a homeless person or not even that, somebody just working at like, just a janitor or something, like not to shit on janitors or anything like that, but just, shit, like even like a regular 9-to-5 job and stuff like that. When you hear like they used to talk to them like, oh man, I used to be the man like this back in the day. I did this. And you like, man, shut your drunk ass up. You wasn't that dude back then. But now it gets you really thinking and shit like that. Like, man, maybe my man's really was like that because, and it just shows you about that show also showed you like, damn, bro, like my man's was there for everybody. He went for like his boy Leon. He went to war for my man's and stuff like that.
He put everybody on.
He put everybody on and everybody turned their back on him and stuff like that. Yep. Fuck his mama though on the show.
For sure.
For sure. You couldn't wait 10 seconds to kill this man. Let me get my bread, then do what you want. That's all. You gonna let me go.
Very selfish lady.
I remember my brother, like on one of the episodes, like I think when Franklin went to go rob his auntie and shit like that. And I remember my brother asked me, he was like, would you kill me if I stole $73 million from you? I was like, yes. Yes. Right. My thing is, you are no longer my brother.
Right.
If you stole $73 million from me. Like, I love you to death. And my mom asked me, she's like, that's sad. You would say that about your brother. I'm like, my mom said, what about me? I'm like, Mom, don't ask questions if you don't not want that answer to.
Right.
I love you to death. Only person who is like really getting off easy is my daughter. That is it. But anybody else, bro, because I look at it, if you my family, and I gave you $73 million,
right?
And I put you on and stuff like that. Not even if I put you on, I got $73 million, and I'm continue making money and building. I got an empire. Why would you think I'm not gonna put you in a better position? Why would you think I'm not gonna get you a house, a car, invest into your business and stuff like that? Come on, help you be successful and stuff like that.
Right.
So for you to sit here and steal from me. You basically just
shitting on me.
Yeah, you shitting on me. You stole $73 million from me, bro. I can't even buy a big gulp from 7-Eleven. I'm dead broke. I am
Right.
broke.
Right.
Like, that's crazy to me.
It is.
It's crazy. And yeah, man, it's just,
How did we get here?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Speaking of that, let's go back to the
Right,
let's
right.
go back to the main topics and stuff like that. Since we worked at sports bars and stuff like that. Did you catch
Yes.
that halftime show?
Unfortunately, yes. Not unfortunately, because I did enjoy it, but unfortunately, I was at work, so I caught it at work.
Were y'all busy?
No, but my job thinks they cannot survive without me present. So,
I know.
So for whatever reason, I was still there, even though I opened. By the way,
Crazy.
Yeah.
That damn halftime show was like at 9, 8,
yeah,
9.
yeah. Imagine my reaction yesterday.
Yeah,
So
that'd be like
anyway, but yeah, I did see it. Love Usher. I love him down. I
Mhm.
loved all the featured artists he brought out. So yeah, it was great.
I thought it was dope. I think it was dope. I just feel like the mic quality they did was on there was pretty ass. I feel like they could have did a better. And it's not on Usher.
Yeah.
It's the equipment,
I
the
did
sound things
yeah,
like
I
that.
did hear.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of, they fucked up on his mic and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of his songs were kind of rushed. I feel like he was trying to put too many
Yeah.
songs in there, like trying to hit a lot of his hit songs.
But also Rihanna did that last year too, though.
Yeah, but hers went by a little bit smoother than his.
I can see what you mean.
Yeah, like his feel like it was like rush.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like how Rihanna did it. She was like, she was singing into it, then
Yeah,
like it's
and
like
transitioning.
danced and like
Mhm.
it was a smoother transition than
Yeah.
how Usher's was. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about it. But I still feel like it was dope and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I like that, he got that chance to shine and stuff like that. He still killed it. That crowd would look like it was hype. But
Mhm.
one thing I would be mad about, shit. If I was Switch Beats, you can't hold my girl like
Why
that.
did I know you were gonna say that? I knew you were
What?
gonna say that.
What?
It's show business, baby. That's what they say. That's what they say.
You don't see Beyonce doing that?
But I think she would. Maybe. She used to.
When?
Back in the day, like when she first came out and stuff. When
she wasn't with that man.
She was rumored to be dating him at that point.
When they first came out with Destiny's Child?
No, not back then.
When she went solo.
Oh,
okay.
When she went solo.
Okay.
Back in the day, like I feel like they were still rumored to be dating or whatever, and she was still doing performances. She did the fucking
BET
right,
Awards
right,
and gave
lap dances and shit.
I
like
that.
yeah, it's show business.
Yeah,
it happens.
I feel that.
You gotta sell a dream to us, the consumer.
Yeah. That's fair.
I was just annoyed that he didn't go all the way into Bad Girl. I wanted to hear the whole song. So I was mad that was one of the transition songs.
Yeah.
Instead of, but I did like the Skaters.
Oh, the skate. Yeah, that
was
skate
nice.
was dope.
Mhm.
It was another song I got that I was mad that he didn't do.
There were a few. I was just like, damn, I want to
He
hear
didn't
that.
make me want to lose the one. He didn't do that. I was hoping he would do that one.
But that's why it's good promo because now he's going on tour. So now it makes you say, damn, I wanted to hear that song. Now I got to buy a damn Usher ticket.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's facts. And then I didn't, be honest, I don't like that song, yeah.
I love You don't love Yeah?
I thought that song was ass.
That's like, I won't say top 5, but it's like, in terms of his popularity, one of his top 5 songs. Not my top 5.
No, okay.
But
I feel
the
top
collective's
5.
top 5 for sure.
I don't know. It's just not that good to me, man.
Yeah, I get that. It's pop.
Yeah, I feel that. So I'm going to ask you one more thing before we have to wrap this thing up and stuff like that. So I know it was like trending, I think like a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish we was working with each other around this time when that trending topic happened because I would love to hear what people had to say at PB. But that list that was going on about first dates, like you couldn't go on places on first dates.
Let's not.
Tell me, please, I want to hear your input on that real quick before we get off.
I think my opinion is that if I am actively talking to someone, dating someone, and we are enjoying each other already, I don't care where we go as long as we're spending time with each other. That's me.
I feel that, but that's the first date.
No. First date, no. But if we were like,
So
I mean,
first date,
I'm actually not
cheesecake.
picky.
You can't go to the Cheesecake Factory
I
on
would.
first date.
I'm actually not picky. I don't know why I said no.
I'm saying you
'Cause
too.
I'm not.
You too good for the cheesecake. Come on.
No,
I would
As long as I
never.
get fed, I don't care. Actually,
I'm like, I just feel like if I can go to the Cheesecake Factory, why the Cheesecake Factory ain't good enough for you? Because the thing is, I'm gonna take care of my damn self and put good food in my body. You don't think like, come on now.
right?
And the lady was busted.
Mm.
So that's I don't like Cheesecake Factory. You can't go to no hookah lounge.
No, thank you. Actually, I would.
You don't even smoke hookah.
I do not.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel lightheaded, and I just want to throw up. No thanks.
What?
Yeah, it's every time I'm just like, I don't understand the point, and I don't feel good.
I feel
Why do we enjoy this? I don't get it. But
That's
it's just me.
Yeah, I feel that. I like it. And stuff.
I'm
like
also a
that.
different type of smoker, so I think that messes with my experience of it.
I feel that I can't smoke no weed. If I smoke some weed, you gotta send me to the hospital.
That's
Your
true.
boy's tripping. I get the overthinking. I'm like, bro, what am I doing in my life, bro? Like, I should just give up, bro. Like, what's going on right now?
I remember when you first told me that shit. You said smoking weed makes me want to kill myself, and I died.
Everybody was laughing. I was being so serious,
bro.
It does.
I think you told me you were driving one time or something, and you wanted to.
So I tried to CBD. I tried the CBD joint. All right, I'm gonna say this before we get off. I got this one story before we get off. I tried the CBD joint because and then they said it's no. He says no THC in here, but your body's gonna be relaxed. And I was like, bro, you sure there's no THC in here? He like, I promise you, it's not. So I was like, all right, bet. I get off work. This is how you know I'm not a smoker. I had to go to the damn gas station, buy a lighter. So I go to the gas station, buy a lighter. I was playing some music and shit like that. I think I was playing some Biggie or something like that. And then I started hitting it. And then like I think I took like 6 puffs, and I was like, I threw it out the window like, nope, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. Oh man, what am I doing right now, bro?
Funny.
What am I doing? I was like, yo, this is too intense. So I swear to you, as I was driving home, I was like, I can't listen to music. Music's too intense. This shit messing my head up. So I put on Law and Order SVU.
Oh, even worse.
I put that on. Like, I gotta have something to calm my nerves. So then I get home, and then I get home. I had a couple bowls and stuff like that in the sink, and I'm like, yo, man, my house is dirty as hell. So I washed my dishes. Then I was gonna get my clothes out of my room in my closet, and I'm like, bro, look at the way I'm living. Why am I living like this, bro? Like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I be better in life than this? So then I had to fold up all my clothes and stuff like that. And yeah, it was horrible.
Spiraling.
And I woke up the next day like, never again. And I promise I would not touch anything that had THC. I wouldn't get shit from the CBD store. So
I can't believe you reacted that way.
Oh yeah,
just CBD.
I can't do it. But
anyway, don't do nothing but make me sleep.
Fuck that, and not me. I can't even go to sleep. I be tripping out so damn bad. I just want to. Nope. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Appreciate Sydney for you coming on the podcast and things like that. If you want to give your Instagram shout out again.
I guess. So yes. Again, all of my socials are at everything Sid, and that's CYD. Last name. I mean, what?
I don't know.
First name CYD.
All right, and like I said, every episode be coming out Wednesday night and things at 8 p.m. You can subscribe on YouTube at The Industry. I repeat, The Industry. You can follow me on Instagram, The Industry 24. I think it's The _ Industry 24. One of those two. I forgot. I just made the shit. I'm just trying to get out here. I'm just playing with y'all. But appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in on this. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a nice one.